Hello and welcome, my soul tribe. We are looking into the zodiac messages for January. So thank you so much for being here. Remember, these are collective in general. So receive what aligns, release what doesn't. Never give your power away to a reading or an outcome. Remember, you're a conscious creator. You shift and change your timeline with your free will choice. So we are going to start with Aries today. But before I even get into that, I just want to bring forward one, happy calendar new year. May this year, bless us in so many ways with our joy timeline, with love, with our prosperity, with our health and wellness, right? But I also want to put out, if there are certain topics or things that you want to explore and see kind of on this channel, certain themes that would be really helpful for the zodiac messages each month, let me know. If you're interested in more content, I do release at least 3 videos on my Patreon Blue membership every week. That is like the bare minimum. There's usually a lot more that I release weekly, with the exception of when I go on holiday, basically. But if you're interested in that, that is linked below. Let's get into it. Okay. Aries. This is wonderful energy, okay? So let's start out with an intention. Okay, an intention for January. We have, I close my eyes, think positive thoughts, and breathe goodness in and out. Goodness in, goodness out, and breathe, right? On the other side, we have, I meditate on a regular basis and reap the benefits from this practice. Some of you might really benefit from yoga or some sort of meditative moving practice, especially if your energy is wanting to move, right? Typically, energy does want to move, but of course, depending where you're living, we are in winter, and even though it's the calendar new year, seasonally, we are still in winter mode, right? So if you have that get up and go, more power to you, but if you're feeling like you want to move a bit slower in January, that's okay too. Listen to your internal rhythms, okay? When we get into important people for January for you, Aries, we have chef, culinary maestro, cooking, culinary artistry, okay? So this could be somebody that you know. This could be you. Maybe some of you are going to some sort of culinary school, wanting to learn more culinary skills. Perhaps this is a family member, this is a friend, or this could just be someone new that you're going to be meeting here, okay? But it's somebody who creates. And you could definitely be looking at like your own nutrition and what is best for you and what you need, kind of moving forward as our frequency rises and as we shift timelines. Our desires can sometimes shift, but also what we require for our body, what we require for our frequency changes, right? So sometimes, often what we're eating is going to shift and change too, right? So that's really interesting. We also have the gambler energy, risk taker of fate, speculation, addiction, debt, fortune. So this could be you, Aries, or this could be somebody that you're meeting, somebody who's a risk taker, somebody who is kind of a go-getter, all in, maybe a little, maybe a little reckless. That's something to kind of be aware of. Again, could be somebody you know or somebody that you're meeting. But I do sense, if this is you, Aries, the energy that's coming through is you're kind of playing with your money. Your relationship with money is shifting and changing. Okay, and it could be that you are setting things up to pay off debt. It could be that you're going to be receiving a windfall of money. It could be that you just have a different relationship with money. You're releasing the fear around money, right? You're releasing the scarcity around money. So you're feeling, if this is you, or it could be a partner, you are feeling more adventurous. You are feeling more fearless. Okay, in January, that's something that's coming through here. You're wanting to make changes. You're wanting to expand, okay? But there's also a sense of playfulness here. But obviously, make well calculated risks, right? So think things through. Aries energy, we're spontaneous. I totally get it, but that's just something to kind of be aware of. There's a few messages wrapped up in there. When it comes to a certain place that is important for you in January, we have the forest. Now, I don't know about you, but I have been called so much to spend time with the trees or spend time in the forest, just in the quiet. And there are many reasons for that. When we go to the forest or we spend time around nature, our frequency shifts. We clear our energy naturally. it is healthier for our body. Obviously, if we're going for a walk, that's something that's healthy, but there's also connecting in with the nature realms, connecting in with fairy energy, connecting in with Gaia and Mother Earth, and connecting in with the trees and the wisdom. And I believe, for some of you, this could have to do with some sort of protection of forests, right? Especially at this time, taking some steps to protect the forests, or simply going to appreciate the forests. But it's a relationship that, is definitely win-win in many ways. I feel like nature and the forests and the trees appreciate when we spend time with them, obviously when we respect them. But there's always that kind of wisdom, love, and support that can come through with this forest energy. Obviously very witchy as well. So many of you might be witches quite naturally, right? And so this is a place that you can ground, you can unwind, you can connect with your magic, you can connect with healing energy, connect with wisdom. You might even be called to go to a specific forest preserve or spend time with a specific tree, right? So listen to your instincts. Of course, always be safe, be aware of your surroundings, bring a friend, but there's definitely this sense of deeply connecting in with the forest energy, right? And your soul energy. Yeah, nature's sanctuary, it says, right? There's all these hidden worlds within the forest, and it even says the forest floor. So it could even be like, appreciating parts of the forest that maybe go unnoticed normally. And within that space, you finding, a magical little world, right? These magical realms that are otherwise hidden from those that are just in their 3D world, in their, just moving through life maybe in a way that is not as conscious or present. They miss, or as respectful of the forest. They miss those magical moments, those magical realms are hidden from them. They can't see them. But it looks like Aries, you can here, and that's going to be deeply beneficial. Moving forward, also with like your self-love in January, we have express what you need to others and live authentically and joyfully, right? This goes along with a little bit more of that fearless vibe, Aries, is you living authentically in your powerful presence and in ways that bring you joy, right? You don't have to create a timeline that is for everybody else or what everybody else wants from you. This is you breaking away and you really creating the life that you desire to live, okay? Or even starting to think about that or make some changes or set some healthy boundaries. But this is you being the main character. When we get into love and relationships, for those of you that are in a connection that is healthy and things are going well, we have true love. This is the romance of a lifetime, okay? So that is really beautiful to see. With this energy, this is just kind of a validation or confirmation if you even needed it. Many of you can already feel that sort of energy. You're with someone that you can really rely on, somebody that you can trust, somebody that you just want to be in their energy. Like that is a huge part of it, is that you enjoy being in their energy, right? And it feels like, yeah, you can kind of melt a little bit more into your soft energy here, feminine energy if you're a feminine and this person is a masculine, right? Then you're able to kind of do that. There's a sense of trust. There's a sense of satisfaction and wholeness. And there's also relaxation, right? A regulated nervous system is such a green flag, and you spend time with someone and your nervous system regulates, right? It's quite the blessing, let me tell you. Now, clarifying that, we had, this deck's a little spicy, so I have to cover it up, unfortunately, but the Chariot in reverse. So when that comes up, that means that things might feel like they're stagnating a little bit. You're not sure where you're going to be going in your relationship with your person. Maybe you're just slowing things down and just enjoying the journey. But it could also be that you're both releasing some things from the past. You're finding your way, and that's an adventure within itself, and that's okay. But there is this sense of moving away from the past, breaking free, and kind of living your own timeline here in a way that is balanced, in a way that is fulfilling and authentic and joyful for the both of you, okay? But the Chariot is a very balanced card. It's a masterful card. So if you are taking time to pause now, if you are taking time, maybe some of you are on a holiday with your loved one, or your true love at this time, you're just taking time to enjoy being with each other, right? Getting to know each other on deeper levels, really being present with each other. And that's fulfilling. And it's important to do that and align your goals, align your values and your connection, align what you want to create and build together before you take that action. So that's beautiful. Now, if you're in single energy, you have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So clarifying that was the Seven of Swords. Now, if you're in a situationship with somebody that you're like, your intuition is saying this isn't the one, this isn't someone who has your best interest, then trust that with the Seven of Swords. That's a confirmation for you that, yeah, that person's probably not the most authentic, true aligned person for you. That could be somebody who's hiding somebody. Wow, there you go. Or hiding something. Okay, so that would be for those of you in a third party connection or situationship or something that's ungrounded, not fulfilling, and you know that deep in your soul. So that, if you receive that message, you're going to be like, okay, yeah, like that I appreciate. It's January. I'm ready to move on. So that could be the case. The other message that's coming through here is for some of you, is there somebody who has feelings for you that they're hiding, okay? But it feels like they will probably be opening up a little bit more about that with the Six of Swords. There is forward movement. It could be a brother, a friend, some sort of family member, or even a loved one on the other side that connects them with you or encourages, gives them some sort of advice. It's like, go for it, go for that person, express your feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So for those of you that are ready for that, it feels like that's what's unfolding here for some of you, right? And then you have the Seven of Pentacles. Then you're looking at kind of what you're growing and, any sort of things that you want to shift or change. The Six of Swords speaks about wisdom you've acquired along your journey. To go from the Seven of Swords to the Six of Swords lets me know that, something is going to be shared that was hidden that helps you move forward. And with the Six of Swords, it's a couple moving forward. And I can kind of show this one. They're moving forward and there is somebody who's helping to launch the boat, okay? So some of you, it's like you got out of the situationship, you found out somebody has feelings for you that you kind of have feelings with that you want to explore, and then you're moving forward. But then you're also looking at what is valuable. You're re-looking at what is valuable for you within your connection, right? Or within a relationship. You're reevaluating, basically, especially if you got out of a situationship and now you're moving forward with someone here new, or someone that that has feelings for you is kind of crushing on you. But with the Seven of Pentacles, you're looking at like, okay, what is most important for me now in a relationship? Your values might have shifted and changed. Your needs might have shifted and changed here because you probably learned through this experience of dealing with somebody who wasn't committed to you, right? Okay. And like I said, like, you'll know, this won't be like a shocker when you see this, okay? Like, you'll know, yeah, this was a situationship, or this person wasn't loyal, or this was ungrounded. So it does feel like that's a little bit of like a past energy. You're aware of that, and now you're looking at moving forward and what's most important for you in a relationship, which relationships are all about us learning about ourselves, right? And learning about each other and growing. So when we look at a soul coaching card for you, Aries, we have pleasure, okay? And you have live authentically and joyfully. So this is taking space and time to do things that are pleasurable for you. She's obviously taking a bubble bath. It looks like in a field of flowers. Like, that's obviously a very romantic setting, but maybe that's what you require right now, Aries, is like to go the extra mile, receive that extra romance, right? To really embrace the moment and to create the experiences or attract in the experiences that are really romantic and pleasurable and enjoyable for you, right? Taking the best care of your vessel, taking the best care of yourself, and really just getting to enjoy these really magical moments and live with that kind of magical intention, right? It's like you're not just going to take a bubble bath, you're going to take a goddess bath, right? You're going to add candles and flowers and things like that. You're going to be extra when it comes to romanticizing your life. Or perhaps your partner is going to be extra in romancing you here. But yeah, when I look at this card, she's smiling and joyful, and it just makes me smile too. So that's really lovely to see. It's also going to help you with, keeping your frequency higher as well. When I pulled some cards of just kind of what is important for you for your timeline here, Aries, we have dolphins, peace, harmony, helpful, effective communication, playful, humor, fun, in tune with others, collaboration, and joy. So it's going to be a very collaborative year. Again, for some of you that were maybe in some sort of ungrounded soul connection or something like that, it feels like you could be releasing that and actually moving forward with someone who could be more like a soulmate energy, or someone that, chooses you and you choose them, and there's not a lot of game playing or anything like that, because we do have the dolphins, we have like divine partner, yin yang energy, and then we have the stork, transformation, change, renewal, move, renovate, pregnancy, birth. Okay, so it's like, it seems to me like this year, Aries, this is hinting at, if you're in a relationship with somebody, everything's going well, you're going to be building a life and a timeline together. For many of you, if that's what you choose, if that's what you desire. For some of you, you could, if you're like, I am not interested in romance this year, I'm not interested in love, in that way, it could be you're building with some sort of mission or goal or movement or career partner or friend. Some of you can be moving in with friends, or you could be starting a business with friends or something like that, because that stork energy is really about creating a foundation, like creating a home, right? Preparing a space, because that's kind of what I'm seeing here as well. And for some of you that you've been with your person for a while and you want to start a family, then this could be happening this year with this energy, maybe even in January. It just kind of depends. Some of you could be moving in with somebody, relocating, but it is about collaboration, especially collaboration with your soul group, your soul family, collaboration with friends, collaboration with a partner here. And it's also very joyful. Look at those dolphins. It's very joyful. There's harmony, there's peace, there's effective and clear communication, right? You're in tune with each other. There's balance. You may be opposites in some respect, but there's still this balance, this self-awareness, this working together. And that pregnancy energy could represent like the Empress energy, so birthing something new into the world, right? Creating something new together. Either romantic or non-romantic. It just depends what you want to do here and the actions that you take, right? When we get into the past life energy and how that assists you in January, Aries, we have the energetic realm. So you're going to be quantum shifting quite a lot this year if you choose to be. Some of you, you're going to be diving deeper into maybe past lives, diving deeper into certain like hypnosis practices or different realms. You may be exploring that. You may be exploring the fairy realm. You may be exploring all these different energetic realms or energies of spirit. Some of you may have spiritual gifts that are going to be heightened, or even new gifts that you will develop. I kind of found it funny, and some of you also, like the angelic realm is going to be important here for you because we have the number 44. I kind of find it funny because for many years after my spiritual awakening, I focused on the energetic realm. I focused on, the 5D. I focused on, spirit more than I did the grounded human energy, right? Like the grounded 3D energy. So it was really interesting because I acquired a lot. I had a lot of experiences. And then last year I felt like I grounded more so into my physical realm. I grounded more of my soul self into my human, okay? With like that awareness and everything. And recently I picked up a book that a friend recommended that is about past lives and is super interesting. And I feel like this year there's going to be more and more coming out about past lives and how significant they are and how they can help us. Now, not everyone's interested in that. And of course, past lives carry karma and they are not always the most fun, right? But my intention with this card or even this topic for your timeline and looking into this is like, what is best for you to know from your past life, like moving forward. So it feels like you'll be diving deeper into the energetic realms. Maybe it'll be astral traveling. Maybe it'll just be expanding in your spiritual gifts or your spiritual awareness or knowledge, right? But it feels like it's joyful, and it feels like it's, you see there's like these different orbs and lights. Some of you, again, connecting with spirit more, or different types of energy. But it's like these could be like past lives or chapters, or, part of your Akasha, your Akashic records here as well. Like, it's quite exciting. And it doesn't feel overwhelming. It feels manageable, like you are choosing it through your free will. You're like, I want to explore this book that talks about past lives. I want to explore this that talks about that. Like, it seems very manageable to me when I see this, how it's like you get to choose, choose your own adventure. But you'll be expanding into that. And ultimately, it will be bringing you, if you're navigating it consciously and in a grounded way, it will be bringing you more confidence and self-knowing and more information about your soul and who you are. And I would say even deeper discernment as well too. So it's kind of choose your own adventure, but with the number 44, that speaks of, your stability, your grounding, your confidence in who you are. So that's quite exciting. And again, it was surprising to me because I was like, I explored all this. And then this other book like opened up a whole nother chapter for me. And I'm like, oh, I have this to explore too. I'm kind of excited about it, right? But there's no need to rush or overwhelm yourself. Take it step by step and trust in, your discernment, right? And books are keys. Books can unlock information and awareness and awakenings within us too, which is pretty cool. So be aware of, the books that you're choosing and reading, and maybe even keep a journal near you. And if you get certain memories or messages or intuitive hits that come through, write those down, because that might be powerful for you to refer to later. So when we go to the golden future, so this is living more on a higher frequency, on a higher timeline. You have the 12 chakras, follow your ascension path. So be very aware of your energy, what affects your energy, okay, how you can influence things with your energy. Because it feels like this year you have the ability to become quite powerful in your presence, powerful and clear in your energy. We had, of course, that message of meditating on a regular basis, or having, consciousness practices that's really going to strengthen. We have the energy of yoga coming through for those of you that choose it, connecting with nature, with the forest energy. But there's a sense of you knowing what is worth your attention, what is not, because where your attention goes, energy flows, okay? And so it feels like you're going to be much more discerning about where you're placing your attention, okay, with the 12 chakras energy. You might be exploring more about that here, or, finding things that are more supportive of your energy, right? What feels most aligned for you, what doesn't. There's a lot to uncover there, there's a lot there. But you also have the dragons, send dragons to heal the world. So this is connecting in with other energetic forms. Dragon energy might be connecting with you in many ways, through books, through movies, through energies, through meditations, use your discernment always. But the dragon energy clears paths. It's very protective. It might be something that's an interest of you. Some of you might be writers, and you might be learning or, exploring dragon energy for, your book or something like that. But there's definitely the sense of you are harnessing not just your own power and energy, but you're able to connect with and have a relationship with different spiritual energies with discernment in order to not just improve your life, but the lives of others, meaning the world, right? Because there are specific energies that are protective, right? That do help with clearing blocks and things like that, but that are also assigned to protect nature or to protect animals, right? And so that might just all be in harmony with you. Like, you may be able to summon certain energies to protect or to help heal, because dragon energy can be very, very healing. That could be something that you're connecting with this year, is and how you can kind of give back to, the world here. So be in communication with many different energies and in harmony, and kind of building those relationships. And some of you, again, that dragon energy might move through you in a form of like inspiration, where you want to write about dragons, or that's a main character in one of your books, or, you know, there just could be that interest in dragons this year. But it could be that energy kind of working through you, or helping you with transformation, or helping you with, you know, healing parts of the world, right? And I want to be clear, that's not an obligation. That would be something that you do joyfully, something that you do that is authentic and aligned and natural for you. Because I know a lot of light workers feel like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. No, you're not here for that sort of thing. You're here for your free will choice. So you get to work with, and you are far more powerful in an aligned way of doing things that bring you joy, and doing things that are, you know, within your wheelhouse and that you're you're interested in. It shouldn't feel like a chore, basically. It should feel like exciting and energizing, or calming and balancing, and should feel almost like home, that sort of energy, okay? All right. Last but not least, when we get to your blessings for January, we have money. Okay, I talked about how your relationship with money could be shifting and changing. You could be doing, you know, certain rituals around money. You could be working on your finances, you know, strengthening or healing your relationship with money. In abundance, we have paradise coming through here, and we have work. So some of you could be finding, you know, a career or a job that really works, or maybe you've been working on this for a while, like you are self-employed, right? You have your own business and things are really working out and aligning. It could be that your business is aligning with your frequency more. You're unlocking a path of prosperity, but the work that you're doing is like on your higher timeline. It feels good. Some of you, this could be a completely new path. It's just what you choose, what you're ready for, what you're aligning with your frequency, and also, most importantly, what you're ready to receive, right? You're ready to receive this expansion or this higher frequency, which does require us letting go of lower frequency things or things that we've outgrown. But this is really beautiful because it feels like you're creating, and it also feels like for many of you, if you are being blessed here financially, it feels like you're giving back in some sort of way as well with that paradise energy. But work feels great for you. Like you're well compensated for your services or your products. If you're working for someone else, you know, perhaps some of you might have an opportunity to travel to a place that feels like paradise for you, that you could be manifesting in here. You know, there's just this overall satisfaction and fulfillment and abundant path that it feels like you're unlocking or creating at this time. Okay. All right, Aries, that's what I have for you. That went on for a while, but we had a lot of information to get out. So keep in mind to receive only what aligns, release anything that doesn't align with you, as energies can shift and change in a minute. You can follow me on Instagram, My Soul Tribe Tarot. No extra characters, okay, and all one word. And I release, posts and information there as well. You can also check out my Patreon monthly membership. If you are interested, that is linked below. Thank you so much for your presence and for being here. Looks like it's a really exciting, adventurous, and fulfilling January for Aries. So thank you so much for joining me. Take the best care of yourself, and I will see you soon.